Awesome. Here we go. All right. So, guys, we are live. We are live on Facebook. We are live in LinkedIn, and we are live on YouTube. So, if you are here right now, I can see comments from Facebook. So, if you're on Facebook, I'd love you to just comment below. Say hi. Let me know you can hear me and see me so that I'm not just sitting here miming. All right. Because that's really embarrassing, and I've definitely done that before. So if you are here watching now, just give me a wave. Let me know you can hear me, all right? And if you're on YouTube or if you are on LinkedIn, please drop a comment and say live below so I know you are here and that you saw it. And if you're watching this later on the replay, I want you to drop replay in the comments so I know who's seeing this, all right? Hey, awesome. Hey, I've got Abhinav, we've got Jody. Hey, how you going? Ellen, Roz, g'day guys. Great to have you here. Really, really cool you're here today. Guys, we're going to jump in and get started. Just clear some buttons. I feel like I'm a small nation from this computer setup we have right now, but hopefully it's going to be really good. So I'm going to jump in. If you remember 2 weeks ago, we did a training called Level Up Your Team, and we have some notes from that. All right, so I want to make sure everyone gets what they need. So if you need the notes from our Level Up Your Team video, which we did 2 weeks ago from the back seat of my car, then I'd love you to put team below, all right? And Jade, my lovely assistant, is going to get you the details in your inbox. So make sure that you keep an eye on your Facebook inbox and she'll send those notes out to you. And also if you need a hand with something, she can point you straight to me. Okay, so guys, jump in, check it out. We are going to dive into this. All right, so let's go in and have a look. Now, the reason that this is a thing that we're doing today, it's called the Performance Engine. I was doing a training with our guys in Profitable Provider, and one of the things that came up was, you know, when we're working with our team, you know, this person knows their thing, and this person knows their thing, and then there's so much going on. One of the questions was, what if we just had a whole process? And so what we did was we actually built out a process with some of our crew, and we stripped it back, all right? Because what we want is actually to have a really clear process that our business operates on so that we can have the right things happening at the right time. But so often we, you know, maybe you're just getting started with some administration. Maybe it's you and somebody else, or you and a virtual assistant, or whatever it is, right? But you see all these bits. The problem is that there isn't a process for it, okay? Maybe you've got 10, 15 administration staff and everyone knows their bit, but no one understands how it all goes together. And what gets lost in this situation is communication and the why. The why is really, really important, guys, because your administration team, whether they're doing rostering, scheduling, invoicing, they're the HR guys, compliance, they're, you know, service coordinators, whatever it is, understanding the why things need to happen, help people do the things that need to happen, because now they have context and they can understand, they can see their part in the puzzle that's going together. However, when things go wrong, people get frustrated because that person didn't do their job, or I've done everything that I'm supposed to do, but without the context of how it transfers to the next process, we lose a lot of that in the way. All right. So what we're going to do is just dive into building out a thing. So this is going to be a quick free session. All right. So I tell you what, if you are here right now and you have a notebook or something like that, take down these notes and you can build your own performance engine right here, right now on the call. All right. If you want the notes that we bring out from this one, I want you to comment notes below and I'll make sure you get the screenshots from this so that you can build out your thing as well. All right. Now, we're not going to dive super deep into this because it's a bit of a process to build this out. I want to give you a top level overview so you can take this and work on it. All right. So let me bring up my screen here. Look at that. Lovely. Hey, you know what? The things are working today and it's so nice that the things are working. Awesome. So look, this is our session we did on level up your team, right? So, we talked about, we want, delivery to go up, profits to go up and problems to go down. We looked at the reason why those things are important, getting a hard line on your baseline, knowing where people are in your team. We built our toolbox meeting process. All right. We understood our non-negotiables, we are and we are not. And build out a communication plan and obviously the key points. So if you found this really helpful, the key points on what to do inside your business for leveling up your team, I'd love to know. If you need a hand with your team, guys, we are helping providers all the time to stop, to be brutally honest, we're helping the owner to stop being the person that puts out the fire all the time and literally leveling up your team to be able to scale your business and grow. Celeste, you just asked, is there a way to save this video and come back and watch? Yeah, it will be in the group for the next 30 days. All right, so you'll definitely be able to watch it. Okay, awesome. So let's jump into this. All right, so what we need to really understand is that there are two main engines inside of your business. All right, and for the sake of this, we're going to simplify it, and I love simplifying. So if you are a systems and mapping process legend, awesome. This is going to be a simplified version because what we don't want to do is overcomplicate things for where you're at. So your business has a value engine, okay? Your value engine is how you bring people into your world and show them what you can do and how you help, okay? Marketing is one cog in that value engine, right? Networking, and then even things like, your meet and greets and that sort of stuff, all the way from people not knowing who you are to deciding to become a client. All right. That's your value engine and how you show value to the industry and bring people in. Then we have our performance engine. Okay. And this is how the business actually operates and performs. G'day guys. Really good to have you here. Oh, hey Claire. How you going? So we're going to look at the performance engine tonight. And the idea that I want you to think about here is, yes, we're going to build out a process map. We're going to look at it a little bit differently. All right. Because one of the things that we need to really be clear on is that the way we build out this process, we might need to do it with team, or maybe it's all in your head and we need to get it on paper because, to be brutally honest, you're probably not communicating it as well as maybe your team need. Right. So to get an idea of this, we have a thing that happens, all right? Then this, okay, really simply. And there's an opportunity for change. All right, so it could go this way or it could go this way. Great, so you got this or this. This is a really simplified idea of a process map, how these things go, right? And then we have if this, then that. In fact, I think there's an app called If This Then That, which can automate things, right? That. The idea here is we need to be able to understand the process that things go in. One of the ways you can do this is if you've got a team, let's say you've got 3, 4, or even 10 team, right? They're handling service coordination, maybe team leaders, rostering, all that sort of thing. you want them to be able to go, right, these are the couple of core things that happen in my role. Maybe with post-it notes, get these things out on a board. These things happen, but then you want to be able to put them in an order, right? It's a great way, like by post-it notes. We've got some here, like these sort of things here, right? Probably bigger ones. Put these on a board, because then you can shuffle them around, and so that everyone can get an idea of where they're going. All right. So we've got thing happens, then this, then there is an opportunity for change, and then this happens, or this, and then opportunity for change, this and that. All right. Really, really basic. Cut it all the way down. That's what we're looking at. All right. So what we're going to build out right now for your business is the performance engine that makes the business run, operate, and grow. Okay. G'day, Kylie. Got it. Elaine, Anthony, EJ, awesome guys. Great to have you here. So the idea of this performance engine obviously comes after our value engine. So let's zoom in a little bit here, and we've got our value engine, right? Feeds into everything else that we do here, right? And let's take this from where you actually make an offer for someone to work for you, work with you, okay? So we're going with offer. Great. Well, that is an opportunity for change. Someone could choose to stay where they are, not working with you, or they could choose to work with you. So there is someone that takes the phone calls and answers those things. This might be where you build out a script for this person, because we know what works and what doesn't work. All right. So then we have to know, if this is a no, what happens? Well, they should probably go into a follow-up process and return back into our value engine. Okay. Really simply, this is the start of our performance engine, right? From here, we go, yes, they did sign up. Great. Then what? So then we go to, let me go, thing moving there. We go to onboarding. Now, here I'm going to give you just a really generic look at a provider process, okay? Because there's providers that do different services. There's providers that here that are allied health providers. They've got different things going on. There's people doing support independent living, community access. So we're going to build a generic one. You need to build your own, okay? So don't just copy this because I'm doing it. You need to go through the process, business owner, and build yours, all right? This is a template, okay? So don't hate on me if I miss the thing that's super important to you. We're building out a template, all right? So right now, we've got onboarding, and there's stuff that happens under onboarding, okay? There's a bundle of stuff that has to happen. There's service agreements, and there's, setting up the initial roster, and there's matching participants with support workers. But that's all part of your onboarding thing, right? So who's the person who understands onboarding top to bottom, okay? Then, that needs to go into the next process. And so because we are definitely going to run out of room here, I should have done this sideways. But I wonder if I can. Let me try that. Now we're going to mess up too much time. So now we're going to go down to the next line. All right. So just, guys, this is where we're going. All right. I drew this way too big. So from onboarding, then there will be a rostering or scheduling, right? That's a thing that has to happen in your business. It's a standalone thing that makes things move forward, okay? Then it goes through invoicing and collection. Okay, thank you everybody for my fantastic handwriting. Hope you're enjoying it, all right? I should have been a doctor in a different life. All right. So here we've got a 3-step process. Once someone is actually in our business, they get onboarded, everything's set up. They go into the rostering and scheduling process. There's invoicing and collection. And at the bare bones, guys, at the bare bones, so listen to me, don't hate on me because I'm missing the thing that you feel is the most important thing. That is what you need in order to run your business and provide a service. All right? Then there's a lot of other stuff. But there's a lot of other stuff that isn't exactly the same material as your performance engine. All right? So what I want you to look at here, we're going to step away from this a second because I want to show you a few different things that happen inside of your business. All right. we have got 3 different areas that move in our different engines and how we operate. Okay, so one is actions, and that's what we're talking about here. Okay, actions that happen inside your business. Number 2 is options. That's choices that happen inside your business. And number 3 is intentions. Okay, this is a different process in your business. This is operating works, not running works. And there is a difference, okay, and I'll show you in a second. But what we're talking about here today is these 2 here, actions and options, so that we have an overarching view of exactly what happens as a client goes through our business and the things that are required. All right. Deidre, hi Paul, while scheduling works well, how can I protect the business from terminating staff? Great question. Not for today's thing, but if you want to flick me a message, I'm more than happy to have a chat with you about that one. Alrighty. So actions and options are what we're talking about here. The things that mechanically happen in an engine, in your performance engine, to make things happen. Now, what we need to look at here is there are some things that are intentions, and I'll list those out for you. For instance, right? Let's bring out the blue pen for that one. Intentions are things like compliance. Okay, has to happen. You need to have your policies and procedures. You need to use them, all that sort of thing. But these operate differently inside of our business. Okay, and I'll show you that in a sec. Staff development. Okay, HR. Okay, these sort of things that happen, they have to happen inside your business, but they're not part of the mechanics of actually providing the service to make the thing happen. And yes, there'll be people who say it 100% is, it absolutely is. What we're talking right now is helping your team just understanding a process. What we're going to do now is drop these in. Okay, so these are intentions, not actions or options. So here we have our process, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, when we come out the other end of this, we've obviously got things like, let me get the right color pen here, staff onboarding. Okay, staff onboarding, offboarding, all that sort of stuff. Okay, we've got client satisfaction. Okay, another area to be working on. And all these things develop in under these main areas that make your business move forward. All right, but then we decide where they happen and what happens with them. Okay. So if we were going to be building out a bit of a process here, let's do this, and let's do it a bit smaller so I can get everything in one hit this time. All right. So we have people come into the business. Number 1, they come into the business. All right. And then should support staff be kept as ABN holders? Heads up, you should definitely talk to an HR lawyer about that really quickly. No, you should probably not have regular staff on ABN. That's going to cause a problem with the ATO. All right. So jumping back into the process map here, someone says, yes, cool. Then we go through onboarding. Okay. Let me don't make this, I'm going to run out of space here. Onboarding. Okay. There's a thing that happens underneath onboarding. All right. Great thing. What happens under there? And then who is responsible for our onboarding? Who is the person who should know the overarching idea of everything that should happen so that nothing gets missed? Because remember, in there is compliance. There is, staff matching and finding and all that sort of stuff. There is all these bits and pieces, but someone needs to know the whole onboarding process so it can be done correctly, because they need to talk to HR, they need to talk to the rostering guys, they need to organize these things, they need to sign the service agreements, all this sort of stuff. But who's in charge of the onboarding? All right. Then we go to the rostering. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Rostering, scheduling. that is a process unto itself, because for some providers it's set and regular, right? And there's just a few changes. Other people are like in nursing, you've got roster is different every week because of what people's needs are and where you're going and who you're helping, right? Or in a SIL situation where, you know, it's extremely convoluted with ratios and all this sort of delightful thing. So in that space, you've got a bundle of stuff as well. Like, for instance, you'll have compliance. Now, are we doing our risk assessments correctly? Are we, where are all these things? But who is in charge of understanding that whole process? And it doesn't have to be your rostering person that understands the whole process, but someone should be understanding the whole process. And business owner, as you grow, it shouldn't always be you that has everything under wraps here. All right. You need people that you can delegate to as you grow in order to be able to understand these engines. All right. Then we have invoicing and collections. Right. And business owner, this may be one of the last things you hand off, and that's okay. All right. But then under that, there is, you know, the bookwork and, you know, making sure that the invoices are correct, and then checking them when they go out, and then follow up if they're unpaid, and then who's the one that sends the 10 emails to the minister when it takes too long, all that sort of stuff. All right. So that's when we then have, you know, all those bits and pieces like those intentions, our compliance, our staff development, all those sort of things come in underneath those. All right. So what we're going to do is actually look at one thing here on how we would now break down one of those situations. All right. We're going to take, for instance, client satisfaction. All right. So if we go with, all right, out of here, we've got, we're invoicing, collection, all that sort of stuff. Let's say that we're looking into a return process. Out of the end of here, we've got service provision. I'm going to just go like this, okay? Service provision. The thing that actually you get paid for to go and do, making sure that's running, all right? That's your last driver in this space. It's actually performing the task that you're being paid for. These things make it work. This is the thing that you actually do, okay? So that is really the end of that process. So what happens under service provision? A heap of stuff. Again, guys, who understands the whole service provision model in your business, and who needs to be a part of this process with you? All right. So let's take, for instance, service. Whoop, let's try that again. And part of that service provision is you have check-ins, or you've got your you know, continuous improvement register. You've got all these bits and pieces, but you do a check-in with your client, right? Well, we need to know, are they content, happy, getting what they need? This is an opportunity for change. All right. Yes. Awesome. Tick, win. This is working. We're happy with that. How else can we help? Brilliant. No. Oh, that's bad. All right. Cool. So, no. What should happen? Well, we should have a fix process. All right. How do we fix this thing? Is there an issue that they're unhappy with the support worker or the location, or something happened last week that they're just not happy with, right? We did this with a crew the other week where we actually went through their whole value statement as a business. And, you know, one of the things that was really important to them is if there was something that came up, they wanted to acknowledge it. They wanted to thank the person for bringing it up and ask for the opportunity to fix it for them immediately, right? Great process to have. And so that is built in. And now all the team understand that, so that it's not just one person who's going, oh, I don't know. The whole team understand, you know what, if something goes wrong, this is how we fix it. So we also need to make sure that we review, all right? So we need to fix and review. We have a question. Why? What happened? Was there a thing that happened? Okay. And then we want to go back into the check-in process. All right. Hey, we've done this thing. We've fixed this thing. We'd love to know what's going on. All right. So really simply, you can get some team together with some post-it notes and go, right, here's thing. Then this happens. Then there's an opportunity for change. And then this happens or this happens, then this thing happens. And then this thing happens. And then this thing happens. And it is as simple as that, guys. Just having a clear picture that you work with on your team in order to be able to understand what happens where. The key is to know who is in charge of this thing. All right? So if we have a really clear understanding of who is in charge of it, and they have a clear understanding of what that process is and the bits and pieces that make that process work, then you have one whole picture of what happens in your business. Okay? So I'd love you guys to actually go through this process, and maybe you've been onboarding some people recently, or you've had some things come up, or maybe you've noticed gaps. All right? The way that we're going to do this, let me get off here. All right, the way that we do this is if you have even more than just like a couple of team, all right? So 2, 3, 10, 15, 20 team, sit the key guys in a room. Set a post-it notes. Say, hey, everybody, I would love you to put down the key things that happen for you to be able to do your job. Rostering. The onboarding, right? Let's list out the key things that happen. And then let's list out all the bits that happen underneath that. All right? And then with them, put it up on your window in your office. One of my guys did this. It was absolutely brilliant. They literally had the office window like plastered with these post-it notes, because then the team were able to go, well, this happens, then this happens. I'm not sure what happens next. Great. That is brilliant. If someone's not sure what happens next, you can work with your team and go, right, well, this is actually what happens. Oh, I didn't realize that happened. Oh, that makes more sense. Now I know what's happening after that. Guys, you would be absolutely amazed that just because this is really simple to you as the business owner, this is not simple to everybody, and they don't have the context that you have inside your head. So what you're doing here is you're coaching your team to understand the big picture so that you can see exactly what's going on. They can see exactly what's going on. The person who does rostering does not need to know how the invoicing is done. They need to know when it should be done, and they need to know what that person needs in order for it to happen well. Okay? What this does is it gives people a visual idea of how your business is operating and what happens in each of those processes. This can then, once you've got that out, whether you're doing this on a whiteboard or you've got post-it notes on a window, however you're doing it, you can do this on a napkin at a coffee shop, okay? Take a photo of it, build it into a system, like do it in Canva, do it in Lucid Charts, get your virtual assistant to turn it into a process map, that this is something that is part of your onboarding. Hey everyone, this is how our business operates. We start here, these things happen, this happens because of this, and here's the stuff that happens underneath there, all right? We have our engine, performance engine, that is the driver of the business. We have the actions and the options that are the mechanics of how things work. And then we have the intentions, the things that make things work. All right? The intentions make things work, like your compliance, like your HR, like your staff development, all that sort of stuff. They're all important, but if we try and break everything down into one massive thing with boxes and squares and arrows, and it gets lost. It gets lost. So have one overarching performance engine for your business so people can see really clearly where it's at. Guys, we are building these things out with providers. As I said, we did this just last week. In fact, I got to be on a call with the team as they were going through their value proposition and just see the team light up and really understand, oh, this is why we do things. And we all understand that as one team now. You'd be surprised how just because you know it or one of your team know it, it's not generic knowledge in your business. So if you need a hand to actually build out your engine inside of your business, it's part of our 12-month roadmap that we build out in Profitable Provider. We want your business to operate exceptionally well. We want it to operate lean because we want to remove slack. We want to remove gaps and double work so that you can build a profitable business in this space and help more people. Guys, I need to let you know that in August, we are doing a special onboarding for Profitable Provider. If you are doing $50,000 a month or more, that's about $600,000 a year, you are in a place where the next year is going to be really important about how you level things up. We've got providers in there all the way from that sort of space up to around $10-15 million a year. And being in a community of providers who are there to support each other, and you are learning as a group and learning individually with our tools that we build out, it puts you at the head of the game, and it keeps you from sliding back into those things of just working in the business and banging your head against the wall and too many plates spinning. So guys, if you need a hand with these things to build out your profit roadmap, below this video, I'm going to put a link, but if you need to, I want you to put in to there, Accelerate, because we have got an Accelerate session we can take you through, we can build your roadmap, and if you need a hand, we'll show you exactly what the inside of Profitable Provider looks like. We've got an 8-week on-ramp, which is going to get you set up and running. If you're below 50K, our Momentum program has just had a big beef up. Make sure you check that out. So I want you to put Momentum below if you are below 50K, between 10 to 50K, and you want a hand to actually really crank things up and get to that point where Profitable Provider is going to be what you need. All right, team, have a fantastic day. Again, make sure we've got the notes there. We'll have them out to you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye. I've got a lot of buttons to press before I turn this thing off. Awesome.